to do the right thing. Raised up to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. You are a brand. The question is, what are you known for? Your name is you're trying to validate your name. But when you can't validate your name, you chase something else. You say, no, I must have on Nikes. No, I must have Air Max. I must drive a Mercedes. Have anybody ever wondered why I like to drive that 87 Chevy Silverado? Because that was part of my brand growing up. Me and my father, we rode in that truck. So that's my brand. Now, there's nothing wrong with upgrading your brand. But guess what? I know where it started. Look at it like this. You should be able to put on a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, and some sandals and still have it going on. Because it doesn't matter what you're wearing, because you are the brand. I laughed at Deja one day. Deja put on a shirt. It said, hey, it was a Cy Robinson shirt. She put on her little jeans and her shoes and she walked out the door. So we ride to school. Deja was talking to me. She jumped out the car, put her book bag on, like nothing happened. I'm like, I know Deja got some better clothes than me. Okay, Deja, do you. So she came home. We found out how her day was going. I said, Deja, why did you wear that shirt? She said, it's just clothes. It don't matter. It don't matter what I wear. I said, oh my God. But I thought about that. How sometimes we focus on the minor things and try to make them major. Amen? Now, I done got all off these notes, so y'all I may be here and there, so know that. But you should have enough confidence and understand that you heard people say that you're the head and not the tail. You're the lender and the bar, not the borrower. You are above and beneath. But if you don't actually believe that, kids, it's just simply words. It's a theological phrase that you're going to continue to hear. And you're going to repeat it as if that's what it's supposed to be. Instead of knowing it for yourself, I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am the lender and not the borrower. That's why it irritates us so much when people doesn't agree with us because they're not on the same lane. And I'm going to demonstrate that later. But we have to understand that stuff don't make us. We make stuff. Now that's biblical, spiritual, and physical. Everything that you own, it was made by someone. Someone may say, well, a machine made it. Someone made the machine. So we make stuff. Stuff don't make us. What do that have to do with us being courageous and strong and bold? It gives us the mindset to know, regardless of where I am in life, I have the ability to change the situation. And I've dealt with a kid before. He said that the teacher don't like me. Things just not going well in class. I said, well, you may be unattentive. You may be talking when the teacher talking. You may be what they say you are. And maybe the teacher just don't know how to teach or treat children. But because you're a child of God and you have a relationship with him, you should have the ability to conform and make that situation what it should be. That's why you're strong and courageous. And children, I always tell y'all that you are the most powerful being in your home. Not thinking you run things, but you're the purest thing. God can work through you before he worked through your parents. Because your parents have all that other stuff to deal with in their mind. And then they'll finally get to, I guess I'll pray about 5-6 minutes. Pray for my family, keep them safe. Boom. Let me repeat what I did the day prior. But children, you have the ability to call down angels and say, protect my home. It's not an age thing, Deja. It's a situation. Now, there's many times, we like to play the victim. And being the victim may get us nowhere and give us a pity party. And guess what? No one bring any gifts to the party. But in life, there are several things we can do to Be strong and courageous if you don't know. You can be aware and you can take ownership of your life. Don't just exist in life. Your greatest commodity is not your shoes, your clothes, your hair, your looks. It's your mind. This means if you are not aware, you need to be hanging out with people that are aware. You say, aware of what? Aware of your position in God's kingdom. That's right. Aware of his instructions. Aware of your surroundings. Aware of what's going to happen if you don't follow the instructions of God. So when your parents, your teachers, your pastor, your leaders, they ask you to do something, it's because they know it takes practice and consistency to become the best God wants you to be. They're not just fussing. They've been there, done that, and as they would say, got the t-shirt. The second thing, take ownership of your life. Children, listen to me if you don't hear nothing else. Take ownership of your life. For parents, some things we have to do. We should teach our children how to do some things, some chores around the house. They should be able to wash some clothes. They should be able to cook some kind of meal. They should know how to grocery shop. They should know how to pump gas. And men, we have to teach our children how to change a tire and change the oil. That both young men and young women. Because your daughter going to go off to school and she don't need to be dependent on any man to change her tire. She said, my daddy taught me that. So parents, we have a responsibility to teach some things, and children, you have some other responsibilities I'm going to get to. Now we do these things because one day we're not going to be here. One day we're going to go home to glory. You want to look back and say, have I equipped my child to be a productive citizen? When I send my child off to college or to the military or wherever they may go when they leave my home, have I equipped my child to be all that they can be? And this doesn't come from babying them. As that child is crying, she has to comfort him because he's a baby. But when they come of age to understand, and if we don't do those things, we're going to have a mess on our hands. And I thank God for my father being the strong hand that he was to say, when you're of age, you must go out. Now today, he wouldn't care if I came back home and lived on the land. But he had a goal to ensure that all his kids was enabled and know how to be productive citizens. And it was simple things like, hey, deposit $5 in your account this month. Hey, here's your bank book. Remember to balance it. Hey, make sure you pay your bills. Hey, when people are talking, make sure you pay attention. It was all those little things that added up to make me to be the giant I am today. 6'5", 250. Now, if we give life 100% effort, we'll stop depending on others for things that we are able to do ourselves. Because we are excellent. God made us in his image. So stop playing ourselves small. I'm so blown away what God is doing in the church. And I'm so blown away for the vision that he's given the church of how, if we act according to his word, if we stop thinking small, we can go forward. Now I'm going to put you in on a secret before you see it on 2020. God brought me from a 1,000 square foot trailer to putting 6 of those trailers in the home that I own today. Because I could see what God had for me. Now, it's not about bragging about what I have. It's about how big God is. But here's the news flash I want to put you on before you see it on 2020. That's not it. That's the introduction. What am I telling you, kids? Whatever you can think, God can do it. as long as we do what he said in his word. But we have to give it 100%. We can't do 80% and say, well, I did some of it. Well, you didn't do it. Just like getting a grade. If you bring home an 81, that means you left 19 points on the table. If you bring home a 79, you missed honor roll because you left 21 points on the table. Don't leave anything on the table. You are strong, you're courageous, so why aren't you maximizing, walking 100% in what God told you you can be? But we get it mistaken because I'm a child. I can't do that. Think about this when Sister Ward asks who wants to do what on the program. How many people volunteered and just said, me, I want to do that? Nobody. All right, take a step further. Let's say pastor stand up today and say, we got to have a program, we need some volunteers. How many adults would say, me, I want to do that? Nobody. First lady, yes. Yes, thank you, First Lady. I ask that because you're not maximizing the potential that God has you to do. Do you think God has given you a gift for you to just sit down? All right. And this is what we do when we sit down, Sister Tarver. We sit down and say, you know what they need to be doing is, I see that clock back there hanging down, they need to adjust it to the right. Amen. What they need to be doing, I see this mark here on the carpet, somebody needs to get that up. If God showed it to you, why aren't you doing it? The reason I had this message today, I saw a message of someone that's very close to me, and they were skirting around every issue that our children have. And the message became for the adults more than the children. He's a good friend of mine. So we have a conversation. I said, man, why you weren't talking to the kids? Oh, man, you know, I had to get the crowd going. Well, now I see. All right. I see what it is. You are not about the kids. You're about getting the crowd going. That's why it was so nervous for me to do this message, because there was some things that I'm convicted of that I had to say about myself, and then I had to say it to the parents, and I'm like, oh man, this may be my last Sunday at New Phrase Temple. I pack my little Bible and go. But thank God, it's not like that. It's just that nervousness that comes for us. Now, don't allow yourself to be the victim. It's simply a trick of the enemy to keep you down and keep you nervous from what God has for you. That's right. Because we, in life, we have to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime. In the lifetime of an opportunity. Because you have to remember, champions don't allow their circumstances to become permanent parts of their lives. Just because you're down by 20 in the third quarter doesn't mean you can't come back. The enemy, he distracts us by putting things in our mind, by saying things like, I'm bored. It ain't nothing to do. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. Can't somebody else do it? Why are you calling me? Oh, again? These are all things that the enemy put in our mind. But many of us, we have played the victim card and haven't realized it by saying things like this. I don't have time. We'll make time. Because we make time for what we want to do. If you're not making the time, then you will not be walking in God's plan. You will not be doing what God has ordained you to do. The Bible put it very simple. He said, walk in wisdom toward outsiders and make the best use of your time. Make the best use of your time. Kids, don't spend an hour and a half on your tablet and you're not thinking of a way to become productive. You own a cell phone, you own a mobile device, and all you're doing is social media. Why aren't you trying to make some money? You make some money, you can pay some tithes to the church. You pay some tithes to the church, guess what? We can pay it off. When we pay it off, we can help the community. When we help the community, we can help the state. You see how that thing trickle down? Just by you using your time wisely? How you spend your time is more important than how you spend your money. Because many of us go out into the world and we try to make money. But if you're not spending that time correctly, you won't make money. Another thing we say is, I'm too young. Anybody know the artist Mozart? Mozart, he started composing music and performing it in front of royal audiences when he was only 5 years old. 5 years old. Some of us are real behind. Now David, he was a young man when he killed Goliath. And the Bible don't say exactly how old he was, but he was somewhere in between the age of 16 and 20. And Timothy put it like this. It said, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Instead, set an example for the believers through your speech, your behavior, love, faith, and by being sexually pure. These are the examples you need to set, kids. This is the responsibility you have. This is the job that God has for you. This is the stuff that God said that you do as a child. And adults, some of us say we are too old. It's never too late to start living the life you want. You simply have to desire more. I desire more. I'm not ashamed to say it. I do. I mean, let's look at this practical example. I think I don't play the lottery, so don't leave here saying, he don't play them numbers. The lottery is up to $1.6 billion. Billion with the B. So I asked my family last night, I said, how much is $1 billion? And they said, after 999 million, there's 1 billion. Then it's 0.6, so that's another 600 million. So I went there. I said, what could I do with $1.6 billion? First of all, none of my family have to worry about anything. The entire Augusta district will have their own churches paid for. You know, I have a purpose for it. But I desire more. Now, I don't just desire, I desire with a purpose. I'm going to give you another one before you see it on 2020. I bought a vehicle some years ago. It's a Cadillac Escalade. And my wife can witness to this. When I talking to the salesman, I said, listen, I need a vehicle with a lot of leg room in the front. He said, why, man? You're not that tall. I said, but I got a pastor. He's a big man. I said, when I drive him around, he need enough leg room so he can be comfortable. We rode. After that, I have never desired another vehicle. I just got it. It's not about things, it's about the intent you have. Kids, what am I saying? Have the right intent. Have the right motive in mind. Have the right motive. But I'm too old. That's what a lot of us say. Sarah, she was 90 when Isaac was born. And Sarah died when she was 127. That gave her 37 years to see her son grow. Colonel Sanders, he developed a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise at the age of 65. That famous book we like to read, The Hat and the Cat, Dr. Seuss, he wrote that. And he was 54 years old. The Cat in the Hat. 54 years old. But Proverbs put it like this. It said, gray hairs is a crown of glory. It is gain in the righteous life. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You're not too old. Just like you see someone else do it, you can do it. 65 years old and I'm now establishing a franchise? 90 years old and I'm having a baby? Come on. Some of us after 50 say, oh yeah, I'm done with all that. Long gone days. and you have a right to. I'm not hating on you. You have a right to. But I'm simply saying you are not too old. You are not too old. Another thing, I don't have enough money. Well, who said you need money? Some of the most successful people in our time rose from poverty to become titans in their industry. Everybody, I watch Food Network, and I watch this guy named Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay came from nowhere. One of the best athletes there is today, LeBron James. Came from nowhere, had nothing. Now he's building schools. Who say you have to have money right now? That's right. Now, what you lack in money, you can make up in ethics and willingness to succeed. Because life have taught me that the fire burned brighter for those of us who wasn't handed everything that they needed. King Solomon said it like this. He said, he who loves silver is not be satisfied with silver. But honestly speaking, because I'm talking to family right now, if we can't be successful without money, then it's likely we won't find success once we have it. That's right. Amen. It goes back to that motive. Why do I want it? What am I trying to do? What is my real goal? Another thing we say is no one is interested in what I have to say. This is definitely for our kids. Don't nobody listen to me. Some of us adults, especially at work, man, ain't nobody listening. Well, start thinking more positively. Because negative thinking leads to closed-mindedness, doubt, and fear. What you have to do, you have to surround yourself with winners, those who will instill belief and confidence in you. Build your life on values and find encouraging voices that will keep you going. This means you need to really check your inner circle. Proverbs 17:22 says, a joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. So don't walk around saying, they don't listen to me or I'll never make it. That's not true. And this one I hear all the time. Man, I just can't catch a break. I just can't catch a break. Every time you turn around, it's something. I got the car fixed in, the AC went out. I got the AC went out, then the child needed a swimsuit. I got the swimsuit, then the tire went flat. It's always something. What's that thing called life? So, what you have to do, Deja, you have to try again. And again. And again. And again. Y'all get the point. Because persistence is one of the secrets to success, not luck. And we're not leprechauns. You are not green. Luck have nothing to do with it. Persistence. Trusting in the Lord with all of our heart and leaning not to our own understanding. Those are the things that will help us. And for the introverts, you always say, I'm too shy. That's not for me. It's not my calling. Well, so surround yourself with people that can help you with that. We have a child in our presence. She don't like history. This is a history major. This is an educator. This is a teacher. Children, you are at such an advantage that your pastor is in education. None of us should lack anything, any knowledge, especially in the course that he specializes in. And because he's the shepherd of the house, he's going to pray that God give you understanding of everything else. Now, I'm too shy. Surround yourself with people that can help you. Because life is a contact sport. And you have to get in the game to live the life that you desire. You cannot sit on the sideline You must overcome your fears or timidness to put yourself in a position to get what God desires for you. You have to be in a position. If I want to score 20 points in a game, Brianna, I have to get in the game. That means when I'm practicing, I'm out practicing everybody, I'm out working everybody, I'm out running everybody, because I want to get in the game. So long for me sitting aside and looking at everybody else getting blessed. And if we being real, some of us get mad. Man, what? You again? Oh, here you go. Oh, here's something else. God just got favor on your life. No, God is an awesome God. He has favor over your life too. And children, if you think like that now, once you reach our age, my God, the windows of heaven will be open for you. Now, James said this. He said, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So we lying to ourselves, saying we something that we're really not. I look at the man in the mirror every morning. It's hard some mornings because the day prior didn't go as well as I wanted it to. And my only desire to be a good husband, good father, and example for the world. Serve God, and I think everything else going to fall right. But if I wash my face, look in the mirror, dry it off, and see that same thing that was yesterday, I have some more work to do.
That's right. Amen.
So I challenge you kids, look at the man or woman in the mirror. Am I still the same I was last year? Because you grow. You grow because we know about your shoe size, your clothes, how much you eat. But am I growing spiritually? Am I consuming more of God's word? Am I giving out more of God's word? Am I playing any better on the instruments? Am I praising God more? What am I really doing? Now this one I had a big problem with. I said, this really was going to get me kicked out. I'm too tired. I'm too tired. I know a man that may sit behind me. He work about 12 sometimes, 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes more, if he get that phone call. I said, if he can make it to the house, and he worked all day, why am I making a detour to go to my house and not supporting him? I don't understand it. Now, there are times I can't make it because I'm still working. And I'm just dealing with Terrell because I know y'all have some other things. But I'm too tired. But if you're consistently, let me put this disclaimer out there first. If you're consistently too tired, you may want to honestly seek some medical attention to diagnose what the problem is. Maybe wrong. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I specialize in IT, and they pay me for that. Not a doctor. But if you're too tired all the time, maybe you have low iron, I don't know. So get that checked out. But if you haven't got it checked out, if you know that's not it, if you're always too tired, there's a very good chance you don't have enough motivating, inspiring, and passion-filling things in your life. Start doing things that you love, that are constructive, edifying, and leading to positive results for you and others. Again, you got to get off the bench to do that. You got to practice hard so coach can put you in the game. Now Galatians 6 and 9 say, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You are waiting for due season. Deja is practicing swimming this year. Deja got in that pool, thought she was just going to play like she played at the house. Oh, yes, she did. Deja went down and was on the rope trying to come back. But she didn't know. She said, and then she jumped in and she said, Mommy, there is no bottom. So she just jumped in. I'm saying we have to build up endurance. We have to build up endurance to get all the way down and back. Now the next day, she practiced harder. And Thursday, Daddy was coming to practice. For some reason, she wanted to impress Daddy. Don't have to impress me. I love her either way. Deja went all the way down, came all the way back. Get her instruction, go all the way down, all the way back. Deja didn't stop one time because she built up endurance. All I'm saying, if we build up endurance in life with these situations, not cry and fold to everything come our way, we will be all right. You bothering your pastor, you bothering your first lady, you bothering your prayer partner, but you haven't talked to God. You talk to everybody but God. And I said bother because you asked for it once. They gave you the advice. And you figured you don't need to take that advice. I'm going to do what I want. So you came back to them again with the same thing. Because you made up in your mind, I'm going to do what I want. You can't do that. Take it to God. Believe God can fix it. And move on with life. Amen? That make any sense? All right. Now, the last thing, and I'm going to sit down. Because this is not a shouting message today. I really just want to talk to the kids. I'll never find the right person for me. These are excuses. I'm talking about not just relationship. The right person, the right friends. Right. I've discovered I don't have a lot of friends. Me neither. I just don't. I don't. I'm like, I don't have a lot of friends. I can count the people that have come through my door. But surround yourself with activities and opportunities that you love to do. The best way to meet someone who's right for you is to immerse yourself in an activity that brings out the best in you. If you're passionate about serving and helping others, volunteer at the church. First, I put that first. Volunteer at the church. Donate your time, for causes in the community. and watch how God continues to open up doors for you. You never know who you'll meet. It could be someone you've been looking for the whole time. That's by you serving. And Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said, everyone can be great. Everyone can serve. So when you feel, I never find the right person, go out and serve. You'll meet somebody. I challenge you to do that. But the Bible said, don't be unequally yoked. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers. Because how can righteous be partnered with wickedness? And how can light live with darkness? The problem is we pour ourselves into someone that doesn't have the same capacity as us. Man, I got 2 bottles of water here. Deja, give me a hand real quick. There's 2 bottles of water. Real simple. Oh, I'm sorry, Deja. I wanted you to get it, please. I love you. Everybody can see me, right? See, the problem is we are full. We are full. We pour ourselves into something that don't have the same capacity as us. We pour in, and that's all they can take. a little cap full. You're dealing with somebody who can only take that. And you're still here. And you expecting that person to be like you. The Bible said don't be unequally yoked. They have to have the same capacity.
Right.
These two have the same capacity. Though one is fuller than the other, it has the capacity to maintain or absorb whatever you pour into it. So the problem is we're trying to pour into the wrong thing.
Right.
People that don't have the capacity that we do. And because you're a child of God, you have a different capacity. As much as you do or don't want to believe it. So I challenge you today. Don't waste water. Don't try to pour in something that's not fit for you. To be strong and courageous, we have to understand that God made us in his image. And people are going to look at you different when you begin to do different. When you begin to do more, they're going to look at you for more. And here's something that just been revealed to me. When we move, get ready. I'm talking about for many things, amen. But our motive has to be right. When I say get ready, I mean on every avenue. How did they do it? Who they think they are? Oh, let's get this them again. Oh, that's him again. That's that preaching man. Man, I see y'all everywhere. Why are all these people coming to your church? Get ready. Get ready. Amen. Because God has made us strong and courageous. He made us strong and courageous, but we have to believe that. We have to walk in that calling. And I just have enough sense or craziness, whichever way you see it, to believe it.
Right.
To believe just what God said.
Amen.
Country boy from Alabama, eating cornflakes and cornbread for breakfast. Good eating. And now the problem I have, I can't even tell my wife what I want. I can't even tell you what I want. What do you want to eat, Terrell? I don't know. That's a good problem. When there's nothing but rice and beans and rice, I only have two options. Rice and beans and rice. But God is so great to us. God is so awesome. Amen. And our children are so awesome. They are worthy. They are worthy. They are worth us continually pouring into them. Looking them in the eyes and saying, I love you. Telling them they're doing a good job. Bringing them to Sunday school. Bringing them to Bible study. Even when it seems like it's inconvenient to earth, us is convenient for them. Amen? Amen. Parents, if I could, hold on, let me do this. You have to get permission. I'm just teaching you, you don't just do what you want. Parents, if I could get you to bring your children up here. Come on up here. Children, come on. Come with your parents. Because I just believe that we have